afternoon, my good people. This is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. I'm your host, Glenn Glasper, affectionately known as Mr. Dollar Out of a Dime. And thank you all for joining me today. Listen, first, I've been reminded to tell you all to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, wherever you're watching, wherever you see this. Wherever you're listening to this, share it with somebody, because we always share some awesome information, and we always want to have people tapped in and plugged into the things that we do in the real estate investing world. And today, I have the awesome privilege and pleasure and honor and all the wonderful things to say about the guests that I have who are going to be on with me today. Our guests today are the marvelous. I told him I'm gonna give him a nickname. I gotta figure out what it's gonna be. The marvelous Marcus Merrit. I think that works for 3M. We gotta probably work that out. And we have the we'll say the notorious Nicole Hunter on the show with us today. It's not oftentimes where, well, actually, many times, people I have on the guests, I know them very well. But it's not often where you can actually say real, genuine, nice things about people. And, if I go on and on and on, I could talk about these people all day long. But I have the privilege, again, of hosting them today on this show. And I'm proud to say that, these are my friends. These are my business partners. And whatever we do, they're my coaches. I still learn a lot from them. And, it's just a good mesh of people that I'm glad to be connected with. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest for today. Miss Nicole Hunter is going to be coming up with us. Hello, Nicole. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Thank you for joining me. And then we're going to bring up Mr. Marcus Merrit.
What's up, Glenn? How's everybody doing?
What's happening, my good people?
Look at you and your show. You got your show just got it ironed out here. It's got it going on. You and your graphics and bring in and all that. You go on, man. Do that.
So listen, some folks told me I had to figure this stuff out, man. So listen, I'm just being obedient and doing what I'm told.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Listen, thank you all for joining me today. Again, it's always an awesome privilege to have y'all on and to share the wisdom and knowledge that y'all have within you. So I'm gonna be, use this time to for my own personal mentorship. This hour I'm gonna get y'all to mentor me real quick. And if some other people happen to listen in, then the benefit goes to them as well.
I heard that. So
listen, I want to start kind of backwards, and then we'll work our way forward.
Okay.
There's a new business venture that I believe that you all have going on. I want to give the folks an opportunity to hear a little bit about that. Now, I have it as I'm gonna tear it up, so I'm not gonna even mess with it. I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk about it. Marcus, tell us what the new business venture is, the gifting business.
The gifting company, yeah. So it started very kind of randomly, honestly.
As most great ideas do most times.
Literally, one of my friends that's an agent, she was looking for a good closing gift, and then Nicole was talking about one of the properties we had just finished, and we were like, we need to get them a good closing gift, right? And something that's just not your normal bottle of champagne or wine or something a little more extravagant and something that's a little more meaningful, And so we made up this nice basket with my friend and my business partner, Kavanda, and she started her own candle business. So I thought it'd be a great way to market that as well. And I just didn't think that, it would be anything more. And then once I posted it, everybody was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, how do I get one? And I was like, oh, there's another business right there,
Hey, listen, what's the credo of starting a new business? Find a need and fill it.
Literally, that's what I said, And And you know, what started out as just originally for realtors has turned into everything. I mean, we've done birthday baskets, we've done anniversary baskets, we've done housewarming baskets, you know, so it's like there's a need for it. And I think right now, especially, a lot of people are wanting to support small businesses and Black-owned businesses. So I really appreciate it.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So towards the end of the show, we want to definitely give folks an opportunity to find out how they can get one of those gift baskets that you all put together.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
All right. So Nicole, what you got going on now? Now listen, I told somebody before on the show, I'm somewhat of a I'm a social media stalker of sorts, in the sense that, I look for great talent. I look for great things because I want to have something to display on the show when folks come on. And listen, y'all tearing East Point up, man. Listen, how could I be down? How could I be down?
We're trying. We're just doing it one house at a time. One house at a time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, y'all got, how many projects in the works do you all have now? First of all, let's talk about the name of the business. The business is United Real Estate Investment Group, right?
Yes. The business is United Real Estate Investment Group, and we are now branching in United Construction. So now we have UREIG Construction, and that is stemmed from Michael becoming a full general contractor. So now we have him separated from the business.
I'll jump in for her. So
okay.
Essentially, like she was saying, is her husband Michael got licensed as a contractor last year. And so I really think that has helped us and allow us to be able to scale because now we have everything in house. So now essentially we've kind of split it off as we have the investment company as well as now the full construction company too. So, and they kind of run side by side. So it's allow us to not only be able to do our own projects, but then obviously we've had interest from people wanting to hire us from outside sources. So.
Great stuff. Great stuff. That was the question. That was the next question I was going to ask. Are you doing this for anybody else? But that's awesome. That's awesome.
We're actually doing a $2 million home in Vinings right now, which is like insane. It's like almost 7,000 square feet, and it's going to be crazy when it's done. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now that house that you're doing is something that you're building from the ground up, or you're just remodeling it, or what?
So essentially, they actually had another GC before we were brought in, and they just essentially tore it down close to the studs, and had started some like framing, and then we came in the picture. And so essentially now we're just framing it all up, and we're basically building it all back. Yeah. So it really was just honestly the slab was the only thing that was left. So.
Wow. So I want to get into that, man. We'll get into that. How it happens that several times that I've seen projects over and over again have had one or two GCs.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna wait till Nicole comes back in, because we want to give her an opportunity to chime in on this as well.
Yeah.
But tell me, what happens, man? Like, in the world of GCs, or we call them good characters, is what GCs say.
Exactly right. I think a big part of it is, Glenn, and I would say especially right now with everything going on, is that the market as far as price points for materials and labor has been fluctuating like crazy. So I think a lot of times these GCs, if they're not staying up to date and in touch with their subs and what the prices are for materials, what their labor cost is of this change, they're not bidding the jobs properly. So a lot of them going into jobs saying, hey, I can do this for $60K, thinking that the plumber is going to charge them $5,000. The plumber comes back at $9,500.
Wow.
The electrician they think might be $6,000, he comes back at $11,000. So automatically you've blown out your budget. So you usually have one or two things you can do. You can do a change order, which, you know, every investor hates a change order. So, you know, where that means you got to go back and say, hey, I know I said this, but I really need this. Or you could just walk away from the project, which we're seeing a lot more happen now, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
Marcus, in just that, I'll say 15 seconds, you have managed to somehow set yourself aside from all the other GCs in the country.
Yeah.
And let me explain why. And Nicole, I wanted you to chime in on this as well, because it's that type of transparency that oftentimes GCs don't always, you know, they don't always offer that. They don't say, I made a mistake, right? And oftentimes it's not even their mistake to even claim, but they should take the responsibility as the GC.
exactly.
Those mistakes happen that they underbid the project, right? And they have to stay, you know, attempt to stay within the budget. And if they just were more transparent, I think that there could be some give or take to make things happen. Instead of hitting me over the head because of the mistake that you made.
Exactly.
So Nicole, tell me this. What we were talking about, you know, general contractors and how sometimes things don't always work out. I'm saying this in the most mildest way as I possibly can.
Okay.
Things don't always work out, where sometimes you have to have 1 or 2 or 3 GCs in some cases.
Yeah.
And again, I want to just make sure I echo Marcus really, and I know that's probably just one small piece of it, but he gave a great example of how sometimes things don't work out in certain situations.
Right.
I want to tell you, what are your thoughts on something like that? What happens? Why does it have to be more than 1 GC? Why don't we just get it right the first time?
Because we never know what we're going to run into and what we're going to end up dealing with. We can come in with an estimate and clearly make that statement over and over and over again. This is clearly just an estimate and it's not final. We have a lot of unknowns, and then that stuff that pop up that during the entire project, it just constantly keeps happening. That's going to make you go into your pocket. So no general contractor is going to get this rock science and down unless they're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. New construction typically will stay within the budget, but when you're dealing with rehabs, it doesn't. So basically,
and again, you made another perfect point. Again, transparency.
Yep.
That word estimate,
yes,
could bring about a lot of you know, a lot of closure, we'll call it, for some people who run into situations where, you know, at the beginning we said it was going to be 60,000, right?
Right.
Talking about a rehab, but as you mentioned, there are several unknowns. Even as an experienced person, there are several unknowns that we could both potentially run into. You as the investor, me as the contractor, and, you know, of course, I'm paraphrasing. I mean, I'm, you know, just making an idea here. We could run into several situations if we stayed on the same page and understand that the starting number was an estimate. There's going to be some things that we're running into that are going to probably cause that number to fluctuate.
Yeah. Exactly.
If we just work together on how we do the best that we can to keep that number as much as close as we started with, I think a lot of times things could get, you know, go a lot smoother.
Smoother.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, as Echo was saying, it would be a whole lot smoother if GCs would just tell them people straight up from the beginning that, you know, we can do our best to get into stay in your budget, but there's no guarantees and there's no promises, because we never know what we're going to run into and what we're going to deal with. And we never know what the cost is going to associate with who we've been using. I mean, like we've been saying, we've been using the same subs forever, and their prices are constantly changing. They're constantly evolving, regardless of the relationship you have with them, because they're going to jump ship and go somewhere else where they know they're going to get the money. Absolutely. Then you got all these builders and developers doing these big projects that they also are jumping to. So we're also losing them in that form too. So it's, I mean, sometimes you can shop around, but by the time you shop around, you ain't gonna have nobody. So
you're right. I had a guy recently. This is good. Probably
close the door while you're talking. Hold up.
Okay. I had a guy recently go look at a project for me, and I told, you know, it was a project, small project, something like $10,000 or $15,000. He was just finishing up where somebody messed up, right? He was going to come back and finish up where somebody messed up. And I said, you know, of course it was more than I wanted to pay, but because of time being the essence, I said, okay, go ahead, let's do it. And then he made a comment to me. He said, I'll get to you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I said, wait, what? Next 2 to 3 weeks? I'm agreeing to your price. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, you know, this would be something that if I agree to your price, I'm not haggling. I'm not trying to do anything, you know, because I know time is money as well.
Exactly.
He said to me, without blinking almost, he said, this is a small project for me. He said, my projects are usually $40,000 and $50,000 and above.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay. I said, well, I tell you what, do me a favor. Go ahead and put that lockbox back on there and close that door when you leave. Have a nice day.
Wow.
Because my thing is, okay, I get it. I get it that you're in demand. I get it that you're, you know, you got other stuff going on. But you knew that this wasn't going to be a grand project before you even went out. So the point of throwing, I'll say it, throwing it in my face that this is beneath you.
Wow.
You could have saved us both some time. And not knowing that, dude, this is one project. You know, I'm a real estate investor, right?
Right.
I could have potentially put you in position to get that $60,000, $70,000 or $80,000 project that you are so glamorizing right now.
Yeah, a lot of them put their foot in their mouth, though. Right. They do.
He said, "Oh, but we're still friends." I said, "Man, you ain't the friend of my enemy, partner."
Yeah, it's definitely like that. You know, the subs are in demand right now too. You know, more than I've ever seen before. You know, and so they'll agree to a job knowing that it's 2 or 3 weeks before they can even get to you.
Yes.
You know, so it's, you know, transparency is what I say. I ask up front, like, today is, you know, the 1st. Are you starting tomorrow or next Friday? Like, I need to know exactly, you know, because if you don't, you know, and then the thing is, we understand that. Like, I get it. I understand, you know, if you're in demand, I understand the things going on. So for me to you give me a price and I say, okay, go ahead, let's do it. You know, I'm thinking, okay, at least if not next week, you know, 3 or 4 days, maybe. He said, no, 3 weeks. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's how it's been though for us. That's exactly how it's been for us. It's been tough out here trying to finish these projects. You know, the time frame also that is set, it's not a time frame that you can even stick with. You know, it's impossible, because the moment you derail the particular area that you're in, it pushes you back, and then the subs, they'll go work somewhere else, and then when you're ready for them to come back, it's, you know, a couple of weeks later. So for example, you know, we're trying to finish framing a house, and because we need to pour a slab, and in order to pour a slab, we have to call an inspection. In order to call inspection, we have to make sure the footings is right. In order to make sure the footings right, we got to get the subs out there to do it. So all of those things, you know, have a domino effect. So if you don't have that transparency as well, that we can do it in 6 weeks, or it may be 3 months. We don't know.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Harvey says it's not easy in the point.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's always a struggle.
But I mean, I'm getting somewhere with them. I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And you know, and what I tell people all the time about East Point, and me and Nicole evaluate deals all over Atlanta all the time. You know, we see people buying lots in you know, Midtown or Brookhaven or Dunwoody for like 280,000, 300,000, then building a house and selling for maybe 650. Okay, we buy the same lot in East Point for 50,000, build and sell for 515. So I don't, you know, I'm trying to understand, you know, and East Point is a lot more difficult. I mean, I think everybody knows that it's a lot more hoops to jump through. But, you know, if you're an investor and you're all about making money, you know, what is I'm trying to understand what the draw is to not be in a developing area like that. So,
yep, that's true.
So would you have an idea of the possibility, you know, why someone would do it that way as opposed to, you know, I mean, what would your speculation be?
I mean, I think for me as the investor side, I think that they probably see more value in them selling the property faster and, you know, making their money back a lot quicker versus maybe being in an area they're unsure about. But Nicole's in too, so she might have a different kind of stance on it.
Okay, what's your thoughts? And I want to make sure we don't pass over any accolades here. We want to make sure folks understand that Nicole is a licensed realtor as well. So
yes,
you definitely have some great input and insight on that. So tell us what your thoughts are on that. Why would someone pay, you know, like Marcus said, $200,000 for a lot and make maybe $50,000 more as opposed to paying $50,000 for a lot and having a much bigger spread?
Well, I think it's more so the area. So I think that's what it's more about. And I guess a lot of people out here are desperate now for a deal or a project. So if they can make at least $50,000 taking on a $200,000 lot start point, that might be the reason why they'll do that. And if it's in a good location, it's a possibility that you can command a little bit more. So I'd rather take that than to not take anything at all versus trying to find lots in the 50, 60,000 range, because we were paying lots as low as $15,000, and now we're all the way up to 100,000 for a lot. Yeah. So it just is what it is. It just, I guess, it depends on what area, what side of town you're in, and how things are going. Yep.
So lots in East Point are going for $100,000 now?
They're trying. That's what they're trying to get at. They're seeing the trend. They're trying. We just paid 75 as the highest one we paid for so far, which typically wouldn't have paid that. But either that or he would have sold it to someone else and they would have messed up our little street with their regular bungalow craftsman style looking homes that they bring in the neighborhood.
So don't bring that regular stuff in our area.
Yes. Yes.
So let's talk about that. So regular as opposed to what? What are you building?
We're more on the modern style look, whether it's a small modern, a medium modern, or a large, super large modern. But we're sticking to modern style homes. I like the style of it much better than I do just a regular bungalow. And it also sets us aside from everybody else and what everybody else is doing. I mean, we can go as traditional as a farmhouse modern, or contemporary, but I prefer to stay on the modern style of the style.
Tim Harvey says y'all created the trend.
Yes, we have, and we're trying to keep it going. We're trying to keep it going.
Now, who's the fabulous designer of these modern houses that you all are building?
Well, typically it's me, all me, but you know, you let my husband sit here and say he wants to give him some for that. So typically I just say it's me, and then I collab with everybody else in the team, and we make it work.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
He lets me pick out paint colors every now and then.
She lets you call the window people. Huh?
Yeah. Yes. But you know, the buyers who are buying these homes, as long as they're happy, you know, it's good. You know, every now and then we're going to get one at the pool that's going to be the huge complainer. But everybody is happy. Like one of my buyers' house I went to yesterday, he didn't, the 3-story modern refinish, he decked that thing out. I was like, you go ahead. He said, I inspired him. He said, I inspired him to make it and continue he call it the Nicole way. I said, well, if my budget would allow, I would have put all these bling blings you put in here, but my budget wouldn't allow me to put those bling blings up in here. So yeah, but it looks nice.
What's special about a UREIG project? What's special about it?
It's because of me. It's special because of me. But
I would say attention to detail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we're trying to make it a family team environment, and where we can stay as we don't want to go as big as the big developers. We want to stay in the medium point of still being able to deliver a great product without involving the development corporate America is what I would call it, style of construction. So as long as we stayed in as a team and collaborate, we're constantly bringing on people to try to help us. That's the best part about UREIG. And because we have a collective of names that stand behind it, we have the construction, we got the real estate, so we're just keeping it going.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
And I think the thing too, we always try to say is that all the houses are custom too, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's really important that people understand. It's not like we don't have like a formula we follow. We're like, all right, we're going to use this lights and this and this. Sometimes stuff happens on the fly, you know? So it definitely is like custom tailored each. So.
Yeah, I'm constantly evolving in these projects. I mean, you know, when you think you want to do when you think you're doing something one way, I end up having to do it another way. So every time we walk in and step in, I'm constantly making changes on the fly.
But but I do have a question. So what was the inspiration for East Point? Why did you all start in East Point? Why did you go there? Even when, you know, and I'll say it this way. All of us will call us regular investors. We're staying away from East Point. What made you guys go into East Point?
Well,
So I'll say first, Nicole, the first time she ever brought me to East Point, I locked my doors twice. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So I was not on the East Point train until she here convinced me. So.
Well, for us, we had bought our building in East Point in latter part of 2009. So ever since then, and we've watched how East Point has consistently grown. Came from this area where it was completely run down and dilapidated, to mayors changing, and to the city starting to develop big retail stores, and, you know, pushing mom and pop restaurants and stores and shops around in the area, that I saw a potential of growth here. You know, East Point is an old military area from the 80s, I believe, in the 90s, for the base that is down the street that's now being utilized by Tyler Perry Studios. So that was the inspiration as well, to see that come in, to continue to stay in that area with the growth. So that's why I chose East Point. And our first project was in Decatur, and it was too many of y'all old investors that were monopolizing Decatur. So I found my niche in East Point. I said, well, y'all ain't coming to East Point, so that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go do my rehabs in East Point, and because the cost was affordable at that time as well. You know, it's still growing and changing, but the cost was there. The cost made more sense to us.
And I think for me, when I first started in real estate, you know, I did stuff in Decatur and stuff in Southwest Atlanta. And when you told me you were doing East Point, I just always had heard from other people how difficult it was, you know?
Yeah.
I had never really experienced it myself, but I mean, you know, we've had conversations with everybody, and typically people that come to East Point do one flip, maybe two, and that's it. They're out, because
they're out.
Always
coming back. Yep.
It takes longer. The permitting process is difficult. So I think a lot of people, that was like a barrier for them. But where I think you had a little bit more of an advantage is, you know, you had your tax office here. So I think you were already kind of familiar with the area and familiar with the people in the area. Probably really helped you, you know, just kind of have more of an in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Your sound went out, Marcus.
Oh, my sound is out?
Okay, now it's back. It's back now. Okay, so I'm losing both you and Glenn. Glenn, he's still working it out?
Yeah, I think he disconnected. He'll probably join back in.
Okay, but so yeah. So, you know, so tonight we're going to talk a little bit more about real estate. We're having a show tonight as well. So we'll be able to elaborate.
Wind Down Wednesday live.
Yes. And we are hosting it at a place, and hope that we can get people to join us at our Wind Down live show, where we're going to have a huge array of panelists that's going to be on board, as well as a live audience. And we are trying to take that. Who gave us that idea?
The live idea?
Yeah. Was it Damien Palmer? Damian Palmer, what?
Well, you know, actually, I'll say this. Actually, a year ago, so essentially, we started the show online during COVID, right? And we were doing it weekly online during COVID. It's kind of a way for us to network and connect with people. And I think actually the first live one that we ever did, kind of semi-live, was me, you, and Kiki.
Yeah, at the property.
1381 Lyle. Yeah,
yes.
During an open house.
Yes.
And so we thought, wouldn't this be a great idea to eventually make it in person, you know? But
exactly.
That was a year ago. Obviously, we were at the height of COVID, so it's been kind of just pushed to the back burner until now.
Right.
You know, I think people are always engaged with it because we talk about so many different topics, you know, and there's so much different stuff to talk about and that people relate to. And some people agree with this and some people agree with this. And I tell people all the time, whether you're black, white, young, old, like everybody has a difference of opinion on things, you know, that sometimes can separate you and then other times bring you together. And it's always good to see a different perspective on things. So,
exactly. So tonight at 8 p.m., our show will be live. And it will be located in East Point, and it will be at an event center. For those who want to join us, we still have tickets available. We'll be able to post the tickets out for everyone to purchase. There's $15 to come in live. Back in effect.
Yeah. And then we'll have wine, food. The panel is awesome. We have Damian Palmer, Robert Yancey, Kavonda Bird, John Stafford, Kiki Adams, and then myself and Nicole. So it's gonna be awesome. We're hoping that we can do this probably like once a month is our goal, if we get enough interest on it. So yeah, we're super excited about it.
Oh, can't hear you, Glenn. Can't hear you. I guess we got to take, this is the takeover. This is the Glenn Show takeover.
We took over?
It's the takeover. We're taking over real life, realestateinvesting.com. It is the takeover.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Man, listen, I don't know what's going on with my technology today, but you know, that's I got backup for my backup, so we'll make it work.
Okay, all right, we got it. We didn't went on and took over the show.
Listen, I was gonna say y'all are more than welcome to take over.
For sure.
Because listen, I know y'all can handle it. Y'all, you know, again, just to go back real quick to Wind Down Wednesdays. Now, I get on and I watch, you know, from time to time. I don't drink wine, but I get on and I check it out. But y'all do have some very good topics. Y'all have some very good guests to come on to share some major information. So again, you know, definitely salute to y'all for that. But the idea of doing it live, I think that is definitely great. That's definitely great. I had to fight for my invitation, but you know, I'm glad I got in.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna add another layer to it because, you know, I think even in person, people are gonna want to connect with those people that maybe they feel.
We spoke about that, and I sent it like 3 times.
So if they, you know, link with somebody and they're like, you know, kind of like they're on the same wavelength, it'll be a good connection that they can make. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to network online. I mean, you can, but, you know, it's always better when you have that face-to-face with somebody. So
definitely. Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm actually looking at hosting my event, the Real Life Real Estate Investing event, on the 18th of September. And I'm still waiting on confirmation from the venue. So that's why I haven't made any announcements yet, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to actually be able to get it done. So
awesome.
You know, we'll definitely doing some promotions for that. And we've had Mr. D. Stevens, who's a very, very smart real estate investor.
I think I saw him on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was on a couple weeks ago. He's agreed to come out and, you know, share some wisdom with the folks at our first event. The first event after, wow, a few years. I mean,
yeah,
we were doing it before COVID, and then we took a break,
yeah.
and then COVID happened, so we had to, break a little longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I really enjoy these types of platforms, man, where we come on and freely share information with folks. I think it's very valuable. I mean, for me, now, I hope that other people can see the value in what we're offering here. But even me, with the experience that I have, man, I certainly appreciate the information that you all share, because y'all get really, really deep into some stuff, man. That, I mean, even if the lines are outside of real estate a little bit, I think it's still important, some of the topics that you cover, so people understand how things come together in business. I mean, like you said, no matter what walk of life from you're from, if you're interested in this area of business, it's certainly something that folks, we need to be paying attention to.
Yeah.
So the online, are you still so now? How is it going to work now? Are you going to continue to do the online event, or are you going to just do the offline event?
So I think we're wanting to just do the in-person once a month. We'll still be doing the online intermittently in between there on Wednesdays on Facebook. But I think the live in-person one just adds another layer to it. Like you said, it gives you a chance to connect with people. I'm sure that people have been watching, so now they're like, oh, I've never met Glenn, or I've never met Robert, or I've never met John. Now's your chance to meet them in person and maybe like further those discussions that you've kind of had with them online. So
yeah. It's certainly necessary. I believe, that in-person, touching, and getting to know people is definitely a great thing to do.
It would be like a baby. What you call those meetings we used to go to every month?
Meet up, yeah.
It'll be like a baby form of that.
No, nothing y'all do is baby. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be grand. Listen, I'm coming tonight to take notes.
Okay. Because maybe you want to take yours to the road, huh? Put yours on the road.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm coming tonight to take notes. No, it won't be baby,
Okay.
So while we're on the topic, let's give folks the information of how they can actually get plugged in tonight for those that are going to be, interested in coming out.
Okay.
Is there
if they go onto either one of our business pages, United Real UREIG ATL, or 3M Marketing ATL, both on Facebook and Instagram. They could just click the link in our bio or look under events, and there's an Eventbrite link for Wind Down Wednesday Live.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a specific link you want to share that we can put in?
I can put it to you right now.
Okay.
How do you share it with Be Live?
Well, if you text it to me, I can I'll copy and paste it and put it in there so folks can actually see what it is.
Okay.
Or if you want, you can just put it in the comments. You can put it in the comments, that way you can click on it.
You copy and paste it in the comments, because I was trying to figure out how to use his comments. How do you respond? Marcus responded.
Well, I think I responded to the actual, like, on Facebook.
Yeah, you have to do it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what time is it happening tonight?
So networking is going to start at 7. From 7 to 8. The live panel will start at 8 o'clock till 9:30. So. Okay,
great stuff. And what's the address?
It is it's our Legacy Center. So it's in East Point. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's owned by Jay Morrison and Ernestine, his wife. It's the first kind of like Black network real estate learning center that they started. So I think that's super awesome, and we were really excited to be able to host it there. And the address is 3015 R. Martin, East Point, Georgia, and then the zip code 30344. It's a huge Black building with gold around it. You can't miss it.
You can't mess it up.
Can't miss it at all.
Okay, let's see. I think we got this. I think we got it.
Yeah.
That's got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. All
Okay.
right. And
oh, look at you. So your technology, you put it up there. Okay. But East Point is spelled without the E though. East Point. East Point. Not
listen. Nicole, let me show off. Don't be correcting me. I'm showing off over here. Okay.
Actually, Glenn, me and Nicole got corrected. That's actually how you say it. You remember, Nicole?
Yeah, East Point.
The lady
East Point.
She told us that we've been saying it wrong.
Yes. It's called East Point.
Yeah, look. Y'all, good diction having people. Y'all got to learn how to speak slang.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so I had to learn to start putting some R's and O's on different words that I say too as well. So listen, let's get into it. So so tonight, what's the topic? Is there a specific topic? I mean, areas of information that you're going to cover tonight? What's happening?
So we're going to have topics, obviously, that we've kind of pre-selected to talk about. But we're also, which I think is going to be cool, adding another layer onto it, is when guests are coming in to check in to the venue at the front table, they're going to be able to drop some topics into a bowl. And then we'll have kind of a Q&A where we'll be able to pull the topics out and then talk about it. So I think that'll be another cool layer of it, as it'll be kind of just our opinion off the cusp. We're not going to have time to plan our responses.
I think that's good. I think a lot of people are it definitely gives you the scope of, people to have the scope of understanding that when you're dealing with these several different topics and off the cuff, you are dealing with experienced people who know the business. So that's good. I mean, I think that's a good way to do it. I think so remember, I said I'm gonna be taking notes. That's one of the ideas. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's good though. That's very good. Is there any topic that's off limits?
No topics off limits. We always tell everybody that you honor everybody's opinion, whether you agree or don't disagree, and just be respectful. There's times where people have said stuff where I didn't agree with. I'm sure I've said stuff they didn't agree with. But there's a mutual understanding that, okay, that's your opinion. And, maybe you can explain it well enough that maybe it might enlighten me on some things, So,
exactly.
So what is the natural progression of life is that everybody will not agree, and that's okay. That's okay.
Exactly.
But we live in a world nowadays, in our new world of cancel culture and all these other things. If you say something that people don't agree with, then you're the bad guy or the bad person. But hey, listen, we all live a life that we choose to live, whether other people like it or not.
Exactly.
So we just keep it moving.
Yeah,
exactly. I agree.
I say live and let live. Now somebody's somebody's not going to agree with that, but that's okay.
Exactly.
Look, I put it this way: if you ain't chipping in on my bills, leave me alone.
Exactly.
That's good. So tell me the lineup again. You said John Stafford,
Robert Yancey, Kiki Adams.
Man, listen, y'all wasn't holding nothing back this time. Y'all came out swinging. A
lot of people on the panel. It's gonna be a lot of people talking.
Great stuff. No, that's good to know. That's good to know.
We might not have to do much talking. We might have to just sit back and look cute.
Hey, listen, with the folks that y'all got bringing the information tonight, y'all definitely won't have to do a whole lot.
Exactly.
But that's great, though. Listen, I implore anybody that's watching this or that will hear this later today that you come out to definitely check it out. Now, I'm sorry, you were still naming the panelists.
John Stafford, Damian Palmer,
okay,
and Kavonda Bird.
Okay.
We got John Stafford, we got Damian Palmer, we got Robert Yancey, we got Kavonda Bird, and me and Marcus. That's it. And Kiki Adams. Right? Kiki Adams.
Great stuff.
Well, that's a lot. Yeah.
So in the world of real estate investing, now you guys are doing new construction. Why new construction over rehabbing?
Well, new construction, project can be controlled a little bit more than rehabbing. But you know, with the current state of the situation of the world right now, even new construction is coming difficult because the materials have to be ordered from scratch, and sometimes these materials is not coming in timely. So now the time that we were saving doing new construction is now gone completely away. So you know, it's just a matter of the poison that you choose. That's all. At least with a rehab, you can both get some stuff locally and make it work with your current existing structure versus starting from the bottom going all the way to the top.
Well, I think the main thing I've seen with rehabs right now is they're running close to the same time as new construction. There's an investor I know, Nicole. He started his rehab a week after we started Lyle. So back in December, maybe. And he's doing punch list items on it right now. That's how long it took for him to get windows in. He had some problem getting some roof trusses in. He had some issue getting a paint color in. So a rehab that was supposed to take like 4 or 5 months took 9 months now, so.
Yeah.
Wow. And I imagine, if you're going to deal with the time frame and, all the issues, it's best to have new construction anyway.
Right.
As opposed to be dealing with a rehab where you're still trying to piece it together,
Exactly.
And, rehabs is always the unknown. That's the thing. And, no matter how much research you do on it or you get a home inspection, once you go and knock down a wall or tear up some floors, you're just like waiting to see what's under there, And sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. So that's always the struggle in the catch-22. So I think I tell people all the time is as you progress as an investor, once you've probably done maybe 5 or 6 flips under your belt, I would consider doing a new construction because then you kind of have a baseline to go off of.
Exactly.
And you kind of understand the market a little bit more. You understand pricing, materials more. So now you can kind of compare timelines. So like we just said, if it took you 6 months to do a rehab, but it takes you 8 months to do a new construction, why not pick something new where you can 100% stand behind the product too, Absolutely. So you can 100% say, yeah, we renovated everything from top to bottom. Like everything is new, there's no questions about it. So.
Right. Well, I have to tell the story. I have yet to do a full ground up real development. Now I've, believe it or not, I redeveloped from the foundation up, but I haven't like broken ground and done all of that, from the very beginning. So
right.
I have yet to do that, even after 27 years, I have yet to do my first one. So believe me, who will be my first points of contact when I get ready to do that?
Will be us. So are you doing any type of rehabbing or any type of anything construction wise here?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Are you doing anything construction wise here?
I'm finishing up a rehab here. Actually, I just went and looked at another one today. It's a small one that I might be picking up within the next week to do here. But most of the stuff that I've done as of late has been in Detroit.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a few things going on over there. Actually, going there this weekend, turning it into a working holiday weekend. So I'll be heading to Detroit to do some stuff over there this time again.
I really want to try to go the next time you go, Glenn, because I've never been to Detroit. Have you been to Detroit before, Nicole?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. It wasn't nothing exciting. It was when they have neighborhoods that's boarded up and shut down. I didn't.
If you go with the local, it's probably different. So he'll take us to all the spots.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, I'm actually, I know I'll be going quite a few more times, but I'll be going this weekend for the holiday, and then I'll be doing some other things while I'm there. But the next time I go, and which I don't know exactly when it's going to be. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks after, once I see what I'm picking up this time.
Okay.
But I'll certainly let you know. And listen, you're more than welcome to come up and check it out.
I would. I like that.
And then Canada's right there. So actually, this time, me and my family are going to go over into Canada.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're in Toronto, right?
Right at the border is Windsor.
Windsor. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as you cross over, you go either through the tunnel or over the bridge. You go right into Windsor.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Definitely. Yeah. So I am looking at getting back into some development or redevelopment here in Georgia. As of late, I haven't done anything because the margins for returns on investment in Detroit has been much better, especially with building a portfolio. I haven't done any fix and flip projects. Because the market in Atlanta was just going crazy. So I was like, I'm gonna take a break from that.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you have to take a break just to step back and look at things too. So
yeah.
To get a different perspective.
I took my talents to the Midwest or back to the Midwest.
I'm sure you got some partners out there helping you as well.
Definitely. Yeah. So we're working on some stuff over there. But the rehab process is not very well in Michigan during the winter time.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
yes,
they have real winters in Detroit.
Yeah, you can't have that open up. So what is your building time that you typically do then in Detroit? From what month to what month?
I would say you could probably safely between April, from April to, I would say, September, October.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, maybe even into November, right? Okay. Beginning of November. As long as you're finishing up by beginning
outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you get into late November, early December, you're running a huge risk. I had a project I was doing years ago. A partner of mine out of California. I told him, I said, we need to put a roof on the house. And he didn't want to spring for the roof. He said, oh, no, we're not going to get it. Roof is $8,000. And I said, yeah, it's going to be roughly $8,000. He didn't want to spend the money on it. But we had rehabbed. We had put new sheetrock and everything else inside the house. But because we didn't put the roof on, the snow that landed on the roof melted. And because of the heaviness, how heavy it was, it started coming through the roof. And that's all the sheetrock and everything that we did in the house.
Oh my
so now
God.
It's costing you $8,000 plus.
Oh yeah. So that project went left real fast.
Yes.
So we literally had to wait. Because with the snow being on the roof, you can't really do a roof with snow all over it.
No.
Exactly.
Unless you want to pay a lot extra, get it done. But, we had to wait till later on to finish that project because, or at least finish the roof, because we never actually finished the project, unfortunately. We got the roof on, but the project never got finished. It ended up being sold. But yeah, it's, it's those types of things that you run the risk of dealing with when you go to the, go into doing the winter rehabs.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, I was like, because the projects I picked up last year, I didn't want to rehab them last year. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait till the spring and start on them. So we're just about finished with most of them. The other ones, that we don't finish, we'll have to put them on pause until the following season. So,
right.
But they're not major rehabs. So we might be able to do some inside work, as long as the guys can stay warm. So we might be able to get them done.
Right. So you definitely got to have heat hooked up.
Oh yes. That's a major thing,
Yes.
It gets really cold. We're talking 10, 15 degrees, and nobody's gonna be doing the work in that.
No.
So we'll be coming back here to do some rehab work here in Georgia.
Okay.
Alabama, Georgia,
Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
I've heard a lot of talk about people doing more stuff in Alabama now.
Yeah. So it's we've been doing some research. It's a pretty good market. Some things to do over there. Tennessee as well. Tennessee is also a good place to do some things. So
Memphis don't have that much inventory left. So According to my peeps down there, they have zero inventory in Memphis, Tennessee.
I don't know if there's ever zero inventory.
But they're not able to get in it. They're getting outbidded left and right by developers. Developers have to come in and try to buy up everything in Memphis.
Yeah, you might have to kick over some rocks and roll some boulders over, but you can find something.
Exactly.
I mean, and that goes to that idea of oversaturation. For the longest time, people said, "Oh, Atlanta's saturated, and there's so many people doing this, that, and the other." And I'm like, if you look at it that way, I consider that to be a scarcity mindset. I look at it from an abundance perspective. Although there is a lot going on, there's always opportunity for people to partner on different things and make those things work. So it just, brings about a bit more of a collaborative effort to make things happen, in my opinion.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
And listen, we still have yet to talk about, speaking of collaborative efforts, we've been talking about doing a class together. So I'm going to put that out there again.
We didn't forget about it.
We haven't. We try to figure out when and where and all of that, and then we stopped. So we never got back to it. So we need to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll nail it down. We'll talk about it.
I think the space that we'll be at tonight is a great space, so maybe you can even check it out.
Yeah, actually it would, because they have a bigger room. They have a bigger that we can rent, which is they're reasonable. They're not that expensive.
Okay, cool. I haven't been over there yet, so it'd be good to come over there and check it out.
And check it out. So that would be the start of a start.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen. I know we said we were just going to flow today, and it's been absolutely wonderful, even in the midst of our technical issues. What I want to give you an opportunity is share with the folks any thoughts that you want to share with them. Of course, we want to make sure folks that are watching that are local come out tonight to the Legacy Center, and I think we can put that, if they'll tell me where to do it, I think we can put that address back up on the screen.
Make sure it say East Point.
Gotta put that
there it is.
Put the R in it. P-O-I-R-N-T.
So it should be P-O-I-R-N-T. Yeah. Each part. So yes, come out tonight. The show will go live at 8 p.m. We are opening the doors at 7. We are charging $15 to come in for the show. That's to cover the space in the event for the first time of us doing this show. So we appreciate all of you guys' support. I think it's going to be a lovely show. And we got great panelists that's going to be on board. We're going to talk all things real estate and much, much more. So come and join us. This will be our first live show. We would love for you to be our first live audience. Make it happen.
Definitely.
And then I did have a couple people that DM me asking about where they can connect with us. The easiest place is probably our website, which is www.ureig.net. On social media, Facebook and Instagram is UREIGATL. Twitter as well. Or if you want to connect with either of the other companies, 3M Marketing and the gifting company, are both on Facebook and Instagram too.
Okay,
yes.
So real quick before we go, we don't want to allow you to miss the opportunity to plug 3M Marketing. We never got a chance to talk about it.
Yes.
So what is 3M Marketing? Tell the folks what 3M Marketing is and how you can serve them.
Yeah, so it's my marketing company. Social media marketing is what we specialize in. Typically before the pandemic, I was mostly working with real estate professionals. But really since COVID, a lot of small business owners have hit me up. So right now we have about 22 clients that range from small business owners, agents, investors, mortgage lenders, an attorney, so simply anybody that really needs marketing for social media. If they're looking to step it up, if they're looking to have somebody just kind of take over, help them with their branding aspects, We just kind of handle all of that for you. So.
Okay. All right, great stuff. Great stuff. And what's the social media accounts for 3M Marketing?
What's the accounts?
Yes.
So on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's at 3M Marketing ATL.
Okay.
And for UREIG, it's UREIG ATL.
Is that Instagram?
Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's
Facebook,
Instagram, Facebook.
Twitter.
Yes. So at UREIG ATL.
And one more time, what is UREIG? What does that stand for?
United Real Estate Investment Group.
I was gonna say you have to guess about that.
You did think for a minute. She was like,
yes. I was like, I couldn't remember. That's a damn shame. I couldn't remember. I was like, what does it stand for? Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yes.
Great stuff. All right. Listen, thank you all for joining me today. It has absolutely been a pleasure to have you all on again. And again, I want to make sure we emphasize today is the day that we're going to be, you all will be hosting the make sure I get this right, Wine Down Wednesday live.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, great. And that's going to be again in East Point. Doors open at 7 and the event starts at 8 o'clock tonight. So make sure those of you all that are local come out and support. Don't forget,
yes,
just in case our our cousins forget, it's $15.
Yes. Yes.
Because as much as we want to share the information, see the information is free, right? But to host the event, to help host the event, there's an investment for that. So invest $15 in getting some great information and an opportunity to network with some great people.
Exactly. That's right.
And if anybody doesn't get $15 worth of great information, I'll be glad to tell you somebody somewhere in the world will give you your $15 back.
That's correct. That's right.
Somebody somewhere in the world will give you your $15 back. Because if you don't get $15 worth of information tonight, you're not looking for it.
No.
At least $15. I mean, at least $15. I mean, I think Marcus probably charged $15 to shake his hand. So y'all ought to be that should be worth the trip alone.
Exactly. I agree.
And
I agree.
To support these great people that are offering some great information. And I look forward to seeing you in the place. I'll be there. Some other great folks will be there. I will probably be in the back sweeping the parking lot or, stacking the Look, I gotta work for my entries.
I know that's right.
But listen, whatever I got to do to get a chance to come and hang out with y'all, I'll definitely do it and I'll be there.
Okay, right. Well, I look forward to seeing you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thanks again for hanging out with us, folks. And for those of y'all that are watching, listen again, don't forget to share this. Don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm reminded I got to continue to say that because, I forget sometimes. So like, share, subscribe. And we will see you all tonight and we will see you all next week.
All right. And I look forward to it, to see your show next week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those that are tuned in, thanks again for tuning in. This has been the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations.
Yep.
Real life real estate solutions.
Exactly.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Have a good Wednesday.